All right, so let's do this because Nanette was the first one on tonight, and she wants to know about the watch a little bit. So I told her that we would get into it and how I'm using mine, because I'm not using it in a traditional fashion, and I'm using it as a diagnostic tool. And so let's do this. I know that when we go to, let me click open in ATP 123. Okay, so when you're on ATP 123 and you go into your device and you go to your watch, it just isn't a whole lot here because for the longest time, I wasn't using mine in the traditional way, and Gwen's stopped working. So she had connection issues with her subscriptions, and so we did, while hers was working, we did a lot of different Zoom calls. So I'll see, and I know that they have not been time stamped, so I'll go through and we'll see together if we can find something to help you, and then we can post it in the chat. So when you go to ATP 123, this watch page is really inept, and I'm so sorry. The manual is here. There's some basic, these are the really short Vimeo, the Healy ones. And let's face it, they just don't give you a whole lot of information. They give you just enough to question even more. And so I will have to go through and see if I can timestamp some of our Zoom calls to be able to put on here. So this page needs a lot of work and a lot of help. So I will be working on that. But let's go to, this is our YouTube channel. If you haven't been here, just go to YouTube and click on, or type in the search bar here, Gwen&Maria 2020. You'll see this icon right here. Click on that. When you get here, you're only going to see this. So you have to click on the videos to get everything. So I know that day where people were looking for the green laser, it was down here. And when they got here, this is all they saw. So, but when we come down here into the old stuff like this, we were obviously doing some stuff on the watch. But what you can do until all of these get time stamped, what you can do is you can click on one. Let me bring the volume down here on my end. When you start the video, you can kind of scroll through. So I'm going to go on the time bar here, progression bar, and I'm just going to scroll through until I see maybe where Gwen has her watch up and running. And this may not be one of them because this one isn't time stamped, but I'm just going to go through. What are we talking about in this one? That same page has been up for quite a while. Okay, we're talking about the animal subscription. So this may have been, see, I'm just kind of going through here to see if Gwen pulls her watch video up at all on this. Looks like she's starting to. Okay, so she's going through the manual on this one. Okay, so it doesn't look like she's getting into the actual watch application on this one at all. Okay, so I'm going to backspace. I was hoping since that watch picture was there, that would have been a good one. But I know we've got several where we've done that. So let me go a little farther back. Intro to Healy, resonance. Some of them are just, let me go through here. This is how I scan videos all the time. I just go through and I can just see who's talking about what and what they're showing. Okay, that was not it. Okay, I will go through and I'll see if I can find that. I know that we have like 3 or 4 videos, don't know which ones they are here. And then there was a question on upgrades. So let me show you that really quick because that is, okay, so here I am in a back office. This would be equivalent to your back office, and you get to your shop up here. I always like this one opposed to going down here, so I always click shop here. Right now I'm in Microsoft Edge because I feel like a lot of those connections are easier right now with this sale. And then when you get to the shop, no, okay. So when you get to the shop, a lot of people just go here. They see their Heelys and then they they don't scroll. So someone said they couldn't find the upgrades. Well, the upgrades are clear at the bottom. So you have to just keep scrolling to get down to the upgrades. Okay, so here's the upgrades. And so they wanted a holistic health to a residence, and they saw the price. Well, remember, the coupon is taken off in the shopping cart at the tail end. So if I click this as an upgrade from the holistic health to the residence, which is their deal right now, that it's only $517 prior to tax, I'm going to go ahead and just put in here right now and say add to cart. Make sure that your name is up in the top, your name, not my mom's. Make sure your name is up there all the time. If not, it may have kicked you out of your office or your shop. Okay, so then here is, oops, she's got a couple of them in here. Let me reduce this down to one and update the cart. I've obviously shown this before. So with her sales tax, then it's going to be this price. But remember, they take off 1,000 or more in the cart. So her price on that upgrade would be $538.97. So I usually tell people it's like $530-ish, somewhere in there is the upgrade. But to not be discouraged when they see that even up here on the, move my pictures here. I mean, it's still going to say on the shopping cart button, it's still going to say the normal price. And but then it'll be taken off in the cart. Does anybody have questions on anything in the shop now that we're here, how to go through this or maneuver? Because we can just stay here for a second if anybody has questions. And I don't necessarily have an agenda because Gwen won't be on the call. So we were going to try to pull something together, and it's not. So this is just sort of a la carte tonight. So you just throw out questions and we'll see if we can answer them. So if nobody has questions about the shopping cart, then we can go other places. But if you saw that the coil was not in here yet, the coil will be, the coil is going to be in here with all of the application, all of these. This is where the coil will be. Yeah, well, it could be up here. I don't know if they're going to have any that I know of. They don't have any subscriptions specifically for the coil. So I have a feeling it's going to be down here in the accessories is where we'll find it. Okay. Marcy, what can I do for you?
Well, I had updated my residence. And then remember last week, I was looking for my master key. And I believe I'd sent it to my daughter. She sent me the email. And I found where everyone that I pick up, even the one she sent me is the one we thought was the accurate one. It says it's invalid. So I'm like, okay, no. So I just reset my master key. I don't have that many clients on there or anything. So I was like, I'm just going to reset the whole thing. It's no big deal. So I did that. And I go through, put my picture, then I get ready to scan myself, and it won't connect to the Bluetooth.
Okay. Do you have an iPhone?
No, I have an Android.
Okay. I know that somebody told me today that one of their things that they found, and I hadn't heard this until today, was that they went into their Bluetooth security Bluetooth settings, turned off the Bluetooth security and turned it back on. I don't know anything about that. So that would be something to try, is to go into your security settings and turn off Bluetooth and turn it back on again. For whatever reason in their iPhone, now they had an iPhone, so for whatever reason that, boom, all of a sudden it changed all of the Bluetooth dynamics, and they were able to, the Healy functioned perfect after that. So that may be something that you could try.
Okay.
Because you said you said you can't get connection with Bluetooth at all.
No, one time it started on the Healy, it blinked once or twice and it went back off. And I've been doing this since yesterday. And I completely shut my Healy off, completely got out, and just now turned it back on. But let me run through you, make sure I'm doing this right. In my cloud settings, are like all of those supposed to be on my automatic sync? My list sync should be enabled. And my mobile data connection for sync should be on too.
I don't think I have my mobile data because I don't want to use up my data. So I wait till I come to my office and I have unlimited. So I don't have my mobile data sync on, but I have everything else syncing.
Okay, and then it says the last sync I tried to do that was 4 minutes ago.
Okay.
It says full synchronization, it says. Now, when I do, let me see here. I'm gonna go out just real quick. When I go to cloud settings and then I go to connected cloud devices, I think you mentioned that last week to do. So I go to that. What it tells me is there are no more keys form, which they meant from other devices waiting for acceptance. And I don't know.
That just means that you don't have another device that has tried to get into the cloud, that you would have to okay it from your original device.
Okay. Okay.
So the original device that has the Healy master key. So let's say you have a phone and you have an iPad. The phone is the one that you initiated the blue dot with. That's basically your main device now. Even if you bought the Healy resonance to put on the iPad, if you initiated it with your phone, that is the main device for that resonance. So then when you try to initiate it on your iPad or your Android, then it will try to get into the cloud. It will send a message over here. This is very rudimentary, but it'll send a message over here saying, hey, this device over here wants access. Will you give it? And then you can authorize that device to show up, to be able to use the master key. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So apparently I backed up my master key. Okay, I guess. This last time when I did it, because it's not asking anything. Now, occasionally it will ask for a PIN number. It's not doing that now. And
that sounds like a Bluetooth. That sounds like a Bluetooth setting though, more than it does a Healy setting.
Oh, does it? Okay, it said trying 00000.
Yeah, that's a Bluetooth. That's a Bluetooth setting. So again, you might try to go into your security settings and turn your Bluetooth off and on and see if that just resolves that issue.
Okay.
And then if you want to back up your master key, you can go into the cloud settings and go into the gear, the bottom right of your resonance, the main screen, hit the gear, and then go to cloud settings. And then down below, it'll say backup master key. Click on that, and it'll allow you to then save it to an email it, save it to an internal file. It'll allow you to do that again so that you have it again.
Okay, I think I've done that several times. So
you must have it. You must have it, because if you uninstalled the Blue app and reinstalled it, is that what you did? Yeah, then it's available because it found it.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're good, but you definitely want to know where it's at, because if that device fails on you sometime, THFSA, don't want to throw that out to the universe, but if any device fails and you don't know where the master key is or don't have access to it in an email that you can then email to a new device, then you have to put in a ticket and have them reissue you a master key. So just a few more steps. It's not impossible. It's just a few more steps.
Well, and I think it's in my email somewhere. I saved it. No, I saved it to my drive. The thing is, when it didn't work, I think I did it twice.
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. I've got it saved in 2 different places on my phone, and I have it emailed. So
okay. Well, I'm gonna try the Bluetooth thing, because and this is my original Healy. This is my original.
If you want to do it while we're on the call, and then you can let us know what that looks like and if it helped.
Okay.
That would be awesome.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Okay. Share.
What is the animal kit?
The animal bundle? The animal bundle?
It said up there, it said animal kit.
Not this one, not this one? The animal bundle?
No.
Okay, the animal kit.
I think isn't the kit is, I believe the kit
this right
is
here.
The electrodes and the thing that goes.
The kit is in here. This just comes with the animal module. This is the straps. It's all the straps and stuff you put on. So Gretchen and Michelle are going to be doing, we are going to be doing an animal workshop, a weekend animal workshop, domesticated animals on one day. And then Gretchen is going to focus Gretchen and Michelle both are going to focus specifically on horses on Sunday, I think. I'm not quit. It's in May. It's in May, just not sure exactly what weekend it is. I think it's the weekend after Mother's Day. I think that's the one. But I know that Gretchen called me last night, and has not been a huge proponent of putting the Healy per se with the electrodes and stuff like that on her animals. But she ran on a dog. She has a kit now, and she used it, and she was amazed. She called me to say, I am so excited to reveal what I have found with the, with all of this. She's not a big person. I mean, she clips the Healy in a plastic baggie to her horse mane. So she's not, she's not one, she's like Gwen, fast and easy. Let's get her done. But she did used the kit, the sponges and the straps, and she was pretty amazed at what a change she saw really quickly. So I'm excited to have that workshop so that we can hear more about it. But this kit right here is part of that bundle, which is up here.
And
just
it's a monthly fee, right?
the animal
is-
subscription. The animal subscription is a monthly fee. So it is right here with my mom's sales tax. It's $51.48 per month. And that's 25 PV. And it just shows, it has a lot of specific frequencies for animals. Yeah. So that one is 25 PV, and I think it's $42 a month. They might have changed it to 42 or 48 a piece. I think it's 42 per month prior to your tax. So this one would be a one-time fee. You get the kit and the module for a few months, and then you get the module then for $51.48 a month after that, for $48 plus tax. This is her tax, so it's not specifically that for you. But
And I just wanted to say something really quick about treating the animals. I don't have the animal kit yet. I personally don't want a subscription each month yet. I haven't had time to really check it out a lot, but I've used the electrodes on my horses. And my older mare doesn't even like when I do her bladder meridian with my hand, but she loved the electrodes on her. And so did my other younger mare.
That's awesome.
And both of them like the different, like one liked it lower, but my big mare, she's usually so sensitive. She liked it when I turned it, I think it was 35. So, but I've had great success. They stand
Awesome.
there for it. I had to put a lanyard on my Healy. I didn't want them to, destroy it.
Right.
But no,
right.
I treated my mare last year with her tight hip. It worked wonders.
That's good to know. Yeah, and that's all she's done with all of her horses, and she treats herds, and she goes out and does things with, a whole bunch of stuff, and she vibrates to them, and she does a lot of things. But she was pretty impressed with the animal module now that she has it, and she started using it. She's had it for about 3 weeks, but really she got so used to using the Healy by itself that she really didn't delve in, and now finally she's doing that. So
that's kind of like me. I've used it for them and the resonance for them for a year, but my vet was doing acupuncture on the hip, and I just marked the spot, and I said, hey, I'll just take over and do that with my Healy. And so he thought that was great. He's like, hey, you go for it. And so
I think she was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to get, she was having such great success with the Healy that I don't think she really wanted to go in that direction. She was kind of like, oh, but in order to do an animal seminar, obviously with Healy, she's going to have to really, go through. So she's going to be doing before and after videos of using the Healy and the other things that she does and that she brings to the table. And then Michelle is amazing. She trains horses for equine therapy. So she's going to be delving into that on the Sunday portion of that. She's going to be talking about how you can utilize your horse, or even train your horse, get yourself in a place where you can get your horses. My husband is looking for his phone. He grabbed my phone, and his phone has a duck call. So you can probably hear that in the background. I am not by a pond. So but he walked out. So he's looking in his truck now for his phone. Oh, my husband. Okay, let's see. Joey, you've had your hand up longest, so let's go to you.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
I'm okay. So I have my freebie Healy that I've had for quite some time now.
Uh-huh.
And now it's not working at all. Like the light won't even go on. Even though I charge it to my computer and the green light goes on and it
Okay.
stays on, but once I disconnect it, I can't turn it back. It won't go on. There's no light, there's no nothing.
And have you done a hard reset on it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and did the light turn on?
Nope. No.
How long did you hold it for?
For at least 20 seconds, at least.
Okay, okay.
So I did get it taken in, but I didn't know if you knew of anything else.
No, I would just do, if you're pressing the on button and you can't get the light to even turn on.
Nope, nothing.
Okay, so, I know that the Bluetooth, because it's not a Bluetooth issue.
No, it's not. No, not at all. But you know, I'm going to try one other thing. I'm going to, yeah, it won't even work.
Do you think it's your on button? Do you think it's the actual button? Do you hear it? Do you hear it clicking?
Yeah, I hear a click. Yeah. Like over the weekend, like I couldn't get either one of my Heelys to work. And then all of a sudden, one of them started working, like out of the blue.
With the
And
same issue?
not with the same, they just wouldn't work. No, it wasn't the same issue. Neither one of them, I couldn't do anything, like
Okay.
Zippo.
Okay.
Yeah, the original one, I've been able to use it. Sometimes I have to turn it off, and then sometimes I have to put it back, turn it back on. It doesn't always work right away, but then I get it to work. The light goes on. But with my second one, nothing, no light, no nothing. So like I said, I didn't
Interesting.
know if anybody experienced this at all. But like I said, I do have a ticket in, so I just wanted to hear your thoughts.
Okay, so when you got that and you got it out of the box and you plugged it in, it charged and the light went off.
Oh, I've
And
been
then,
using this for months. I've been using this.
oh, okay, so it just happened then.
Yeah, it's not a new one. Yeah.
Okay, and so I think I would try holding that button down for longer than 20 seconds and see if you can get a hard restart on it. Because if it's been working just fine, it sounds like it's either the on and off button or it just needs the algorithm reset.
Yeah, no, I'm holding it as we're speaking.
Mhm.
Nada.
Okay, and I haven't seen anything in the Telegram groups or the Facebook pages regarding that
Okay.
issue. I've had, a lot of people say, well, not a lot of people, a couple people say that their Healy wasn't no longer holding a charge, like they just couldn't, but again, that could be an algorithm reset.
Yeah, I just thought it was weird because the light was on when I was charging it. It was a green light. And it was a steady green light.
Right. Did you try doing a reset while it's plugged in?
I believe I did. I can try doing it again.
Because that would be, it's harder to tell because the light goes from a brighter green to a dimmer green. So it's hard to tell when you've done a hard reset, but you might try that while it's plugged in. That is the instructions anyway on a hard reset, is to do it while it's plugged in and charging. I typically do the hard reset outside of charging, but I wonder if this is an incident where it might actually be helpful.
I've done both, but now I'm charging it again. I have my
Okay.
finger on it, my thumb on it, and it's a bright green, steady green, and
No changes.
no changes. Yeah.
So for anybody on the call that doesn't know what a hard reset is, when you have your Healy off, and then I'm running a program right now, but I'm just going to show you if I can.
Oh, wait. Something's happening.
Did it do something?
Something's happening. It's like flickering right now. Okay, let's see what happens. It's just flickering now. That's all it's doing right now. That's weird.
Okay.
That's all it's doing right now. It's just flickering.
And you still have it plugged in.
Yes.
Okay, maybe go ahead and unplug it and then press the button and see if it comes on and starts blinking at you.
Let's see. All right, let me see. No, nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, so what they've said to do is turn it on and off and then on and off. And then keep it charging until it's, so I would say maybe plug it in again, do that hard reset again, and then charge it until until the light goes off and see if there's a difference. And then you said you've already put in a ticket.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've done that. I reset. I've done it.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
the thing about putting in a ticket for that is they're going to ask you, their first conversation with you is going to be, these are the things you should try. So if you've already done that and you're putting in a ticket, then you have to make sure that you say the issue is, I have done everything recommended by my upline and on the Facebook pages and Telegram groups to try to get this Healy to work. And it has every one of them have failed, because that will be their first go-to is, okay, we'll try this, blah, 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 and they'll send it to you. And then you've got another day and a half, 2 days of wait on a service ticket.
Right.
So I don't know if you put that in your service ticket when you put it in. Do you remember?
I don't recall. I'll look. I did say that I did I believe I said I did a hard reset.
Okay.
But
So a hard reset for anybody that doesn't know, and I'm going to hold this up here. This is off right now. I'm just going to hold I'm going to press, whoops, I just turned it back on. Hang on a minute. I'm going to press, and I'm going to continue to press now until the light comes on. So this could be 5 seconds. It could be 10 seconds. It could be 20 seconds. It could be right there, came on.
Yep.
And then it'll go off. That's a hard reset. And so if they say you're having battery issues, not being able to go below like 40%, 30% when you're running your Healy, is that you need to do that again. And then right after you do that, then plug it in and charge it until it is fully charged. And there is an algorithmic reset in the battery that helps with that. So that's what a hard reset is.
Thank you,
For
Maria.
anybody that, yeah, for anybody that didn't know, because I know some people are new on the call.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had a question about Healy 2.0. I'm in a
Okay.
group that has been very faithful to show the 5 new levels of Healy.
And
The
I was going to
first
try
one
to
is
find,
gold.
yep, I was going to try to find that, and I haven't been able to find it yet. So, I mean, I saw
I
it
can
on
send
a,
it.
I saw it on a,
I can send it.
that'd be awesome, because then I can put it up on the screen,
I'll
because
do
there
it.
may be a lot of people that don't know that yet. The different
Send
levels
it.
that
You
they're going
mean
to
send
be.
it right now?
If you can you
Okay.
send it to Gwen and Maria's Gmail? Gwen and Maria 2020.
Yes, ma'am. I'm not very good at talking and emailing at the same time. Can I send it after I finish chatting?
That's perfect. Yeah, tell me what you need.
Okay, so the first one is Healy Gold. The second is HHH, Healy Holistic Health. The third one is Aura. The fourth one is Resonance. These are the titles that they've given them. And the
Mhm.
fifth one is Professional.
Mhm.
So to me, this seems a no-brainer that in the gold, you'll get the gold. And in the HHH, you get 6 programs plus whatever they said. And in the Aura, you get the Aura. And in the Resonance, you get the Resonance. In the Professional, it says you get absolutely everything.
Mhm.
Am I assuming incorrectly? Because I thought, for
So
German Sign Language, I would title something as the name of what you're going to get.
right. So I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do with the Blue Dot app. I don't know if that's going to be specifically for the Aura one Resonance, or I can't remember I don't have the list in front of me, so I can't.
Yeah, it was.
If you can just
That's okay.
send that to me real quick, and then I can get it up on the screen, because then we can chat about it, because there's probably a lot more people who are hearing about it and
Sure.
want to know where it's going to go. That would be awesome. Yeah, I was trying to find it on one of my Telegram groups before the call, and I just couldn't find it. But what they're doing is they're basically going they're basically going to have a professional level that is a $4,000 for, and but you do get everything. You get the capability of the Blue Dot app. So that is why it's so important right now with the sale going this month. It ends on April 30th at 3:59 Mountain Time. So put yourself, it's 4 o'clock Mountain Time. So put yourself wherever you're at. Don't wait till the last minute to do the upgrade, but talk to everyone in your downline that may have a Gold, a Healy Holistic, or a Holistic Health Plus to upgrade to the Resonance, because if you have it, then you are grandfathered into owning your Resonance without a subscription. If you wait to upgrade until after into May, if you wait till May to upgrade, you will see in the shopping cart that it requires a monthly subscription to have the Resonance. So we have gotten really spoiled, and I love the fact that we have our Resonance. We're grandfathered into having that, but we need to let everyone know that may not be tapped into to the Facebook groups and the Telegram groups and our calls and other calls, the Wednesday corporate calls. Anybody who you feel in your downline isn't tapped in, we need to make sure that everybody knows that this couple of weeks here, they need to scrape together the $500 to get the Resonance, or else if they decide to get a Resonance at a future date, then there's going to be a subscription. Now, I want to tell everybody who's thinking, oh my Lord, this is horrible. No, it's really not, because people who are coming in and want to build the business in Healy are going to be required to have a subscription. Not sure when they're doing that. It's sometime this summer. I'm not sure when they're enforcing that we actually have to have subscriptions in order to stay active to receive all the commissions that we can. But there are some people that will come into Healy that they don't want an animal module. They don't want the bioenergetic revitalization. They don't want a watch and all the apps. They don't want the Heal Advisor search. They don't want the digital nutrition. They don't want all of that. So for them, having the ability to scan will be amazing for them, because now it's sort of like killing two birds with one stone. They get to have their Healy, and they get to have a subscription with a portion of the Healy that's going to help them to discern what they need every day. And they're going to fulfill the requirement for all of the upcoming commissions that they might make during their business. So really, it's hugely beneficial. For us, because we've had access to it, it seems a little like, wait a second, that's not fair. But really, there's a lot of people that have been looking at, well, I don't want the digital nutrition, and I don't have any animals. I don't need the module, and I don't want the bioenergetic revitalization. I don't wear a watch. I mean, so all of these people are thinking, I'm going to have to just buy a subscription that I will never use. Now, for those of us who have the Resonance, that still may be the case. We still may have some people who don't want any of those things, and in order to stay in the business, they're going to have to just spend the money on an app that they may not use. So that's one of the reasons Nanette, when we first got on this call, wanted to know a little bit more about the watch, because I use the watch just as a diagnostic tool. I don't wear a watch. It kept me awake at night. I sleep so much better without wearing it, because it's monitoring your heart rate variability all night long. So I felt like it was just keeping me up. So I use my watch as a diagnostic tool. So for me, I will keep all of the modules that go with that, and I'll pull that up. But Dana, did you have anything else that you wanted to share? You still have your hand up. You still had your hand up. So I just want to make sure we got you covered.
Yeah, I took a picture of it and I sent it to email, and the only email that popped up was Gwen's, which isn't helpful. So I sent a copy of the screenshot to your messenger.
Okay.
If you can access that.
I don't think you can.
Facebook Messenger.
Oh, Facebook. Let me find Facebook.
Because I don't. What is y'all's email address together?
It's Gwen&Maria 2020 at Gmail.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Okay, and I'm going to grab this. Let's do snippet. And I was not on this call with Frank Dial when he did this. So,
Yeah, I was, but here's the deal, why would they name a whole category aura and resonance if you're not getting the resonance and the aura? That I'm, even for a German, that doesn't make sense to me.
sometimes it's kind of
God
a,
bless them.
right? That's all we can do is bless them. Okay, so now on the screen, you should see this document. And it's really blurry. Sorry, I'm going to try to go down a little bit, but when I do the snipping tool, obviously it's a little bit blurry. So the yellow represents a one-time purchase. So here's that Healy Professional, and this is European. So we know that it's going to be more like 4,500, 4,600, whatever the conversion is, to get the professional where you have everything and you own it outright. You don't have to do a monthly subscription. So here's what Dana was talking about, was that gold. That's just those programs and that's it. And then here are the holistic health, 4 program groups included, which tells me that it's sort of the same. But then if you want the advisor, then it's this charge. Then the Healy Aura, 9 more programs. To me, this is the holistic health plus. So why they changed it to Aura, and that's what Dana said. Why did they change the name? Because that's just really confusing. So I'm not sure exactly what that is going to be, but this says 6 program groups included. So I'm not sure. Obviously, I was not on this call, and I don't think, Dana, did you see any other slides that they presented that gave more detailed information? I don't think I've seen any.
Yeah, I've been on 2 Zooms when they're explaining it, and at no time do they say anything about the names of the categories.
Right.
It's a lot of enthusiasm and excitement, and we're doing wonderful things. But just a couple of things that were missing for me was is the aura, and the aura is the resonance, and the resonance. And then what about direct commission? They haven't said anything about the commission level there either.
So the commission
how
is
they-
going to be on that initial purchase. The direct commission is still going to be that 250, 500, 750, 1,000, and then instead of 1,200, it'll be or 1,250, it'll be 1,000, and then 2,500 PV. That'll be on that first time sale. All the subscriptions then will start accruing PV towards your dual leg bonus. So that won't,
Okay.
the subscriptions won't get you any direct commission. That initial sale of each unit will give you commission that one time. And then all of the subscriptions after that will then add up as PV, in your downline. That is where the passive income will come for people who have been building their Healy business. And have 2 legs going, is that the people who want to continue using Healy and selling it and having an active business center will be required to have a specific amount of PV. Haven't heard whether they're going to change that or not. I hope that they keep it at that 50 PV. But that will start accruing and adding, and that's where passive income comes from. So it really will be a win-win when we get moving on this, and when they finally do pull the trigger and convert and say, okay, everybody's now required to be activated, and then you get to choose, do I want to activate, or do I want, potentially lose points in my downline because I choose not to do that. So it's going to be one of those measure the scales on on what works for you. And it just disappointing to me that they're not giving, like, what are the 4 program groups? What are the 5 program groups that include? What are the 6 program groups that are included? Because this is a little bit different from what we have set up now. So that's frustrating, because I would love to be able to say, well, this is what's coming with it, and then you can decide. But until they roll it out, we're not going to know. Yeah.
Also, I did convert the money to US dollars from the euro, if you want that.
Yeah. What is
at
the
some
what is
point.
the 4169 on the Healy Professional? What does that show?
I'm pretty sure you don't want me to say that on the call. It's a lot of money. It's
Is
just
it-
under
is it-
$5,000.
Okay. So four
Just under
7
5,000.
how much is it? 40,
Pretty close to
47,
that.
48?
I need to pull up the math, because I have it in another file. gosh.
Okay.
Trying to be so
Yeah.
helpful and I'm just treading water here, but yeah, I can send that to you also.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's go back here to participants. Okay, who else has questions? Anybody else have a question? Joey, you still have your hand up. Did you have something else you wanted to ask or add? It might just be that you didn't put your hand down. So in the chat, oh, Christina, you have a quick question, then I want to go to a question in the chat.
Yes, can you recommend some videos I could at least send that would be really good to interest someone?
Videos. Okay,
On the
so
site to explain what it does and so on.
okay, there's a lot of them in Venmo. Let me reduce out of here really quick. Nanette, I promise we'll get to the watch here in a second. Let's go to, so I'm going to go to ATP 123. So let's go here. Make sure that that's what I'm sharing. It is. Okay. So if we go to your business and then we go to, here we go. Energy is everything. All of these are longer, but you could put all of these in an email.
What category is this under?
This is under business building. So if I go to business building and then I found it under video training.
Video training, okay.
So there's all of these. So Science Mind, do this one. Healy World Science with Dr. Whitman. He's amazing. This is a great one. This one came out a long time ago. I've heard people say that they really have how Healy actually works is really good. This one is Carolyn McMakin. She talks about the microcurrent and how important that is. But let's go really quick to, thought I had it on here, but let's go to Venmo or Vimeo.com. So Vimeo.com. So I'm just going to hit enter and then I'm going to search and I'm going to say Healy introduction. Let's see what comes up. Sometimes you put stuff in and it doesn't take you anywhere. So here are, and then you have to look. So here, this one is a 2-minute introduction to Healy. So, and then there's going to be other things. Here's introduction to the gold frequency. Here's the watch introduction. Here's basic introduction. So I would see if you can find something to fit the person that you are looking to send the email to.
What about
That's what I-
someone who is familiar with Tesla?
You know what, you'd have to just go through and watch some of these. I don't know something specific. Martin Whitman back on that other page is amazing from a standpoint that he is a medical biophysicist. I think that's what his title is. He is just amazing. So this would be a good one to watch. You could even watch it yourself and then say, hey, at minute mark this time, you know, you can watch the whole thing, but go to this time and watch what he has here. So, yeah, these are more just
About how it
products.
really actually works, the one right under that.
This one. Yeah, I've heard that this was really helpful for a lot of people. But you'll just have to go on and watch and see, because everybody's different. Everybody needs different things. Some people want to see the flashy, commercial type, you know, video. Some people want the nitty gritty. They want to know why, they want to know how it works. So you really have to figure out who is your customer and what will they relate
What
to.
about another health professional?
I would do the science. I would do any of these three. That's what I would send.
Okay.
Because it's going to have the science in it. You know, it's going to be a, okay. So did you have another question? I'm going to move on to a question in the chat. Okay.
I need to leave, so thank you.
Okay, you bet. So a question I got in the chat was, hi, I know there is nothing that you can recommend for COVID issues, but is there anything we can do to help our friends who have decided to take the vaccine? It's not a vaccine, it's an inoculation. I want just to make that very clear. It's not a vaccine. It's not, it's so much different than a vaccine. So I don't even call it that anymore. I call it an inoculation. And what I would do from a Healy standpoint, I'm assuming that you're on the call, Connie, and you're thinking Healy. So I think that's probably what you're asking for. Certainly the bioenergetic boost, that one is going to be really important. Mostly because it was made specifically for viruses. So that one. Another one that might be really helpful in the deep cycle is going to be Breath of Life. That one helps all the filtering organs and the lungs. So that one is amazing. Even if you feel like you've got allergies this time of the year, or if you feel like, oh, I've got a little bit of a congestive cough up here, kind of it's up here, but it might be moving down, and you're like, oh, this might go in deeper than I want it to go. Run Breath of Life on your headboard that night as you're going to sleep. You'll just be amazed at how you wake up the next morning and you kind of forget that you had any lung issue. And so then the other things that we need to mostly teach people about the inoculation is that they are going to have to be the ones that are now doing prevention with intention, which is to take all of their D and all of their C and all of their iron and their zinc, keep mineralized, make sure that they keep their immune system up and at the ready, because the inoculation will change things for people who are deficient. So we need to make sure that we're telling people, I've told people, make sure now more than ever that you start taking a multivitamin, take, 2 to 3 times what the label says, because, because you need that now. And so the immune in the bioenergetic harmony, number 1, so the immune, the toxins, bacteria, because you know that there's other things in there, but the bioenergetic boost specifically is for viruses. And then all of the filtering organs. So you're going to look at the heart meridian and the heart function. You're going to look at the kidney meridian and kidney deep, kidney all female in the deep cycle is amazing. If they have digital nutrition, the digital nutrition pages have great formulas for kidney and for thyroid and for liver. So you're going to want to look at all the filtering organs that are just helping. So you want to do liver and kidney and heart. And then the lungs, you can do the lung meridian too. But really it's going to come down to how energetically and how physically are they shored up. And that's pretty much going to be the deciding factor on what happens with people after they've been inoculated with this. And I have 2 family members who had to do it because they're frontline people, they're first responders. I have a son in the Army and I have a daughter-in-law who works at a hospital. So they both had to get the inoculations, and they're both at risk. Luckily they both have Healy's, and my son has a Beamer, and they're active and they take their nutrition every day. And so I'm thankful for that. But there's so many people, you don't know how many people walk into my door, into my clinic. And when I ask them what they're taking for vitamins, they say, well, I take, I don't know, they may take just vitamin D, or they may take a chewy vitamin C, or they may take, because they're, menopausal, they may take a calcium supplement or something like that. And that's it. That's all they're taking. And that's not enough. That's not enough, especially now. So we want our immune system to be so keyed up that it responds to that invader the first off, so that there isn't this storm that's created. It's the storm after the fact of taking this inoculation that will put people in harm's way if they don't have their immune system keyed up and at the ready, and they have to dig down into resources, and then the body creates a huge inflammatory response to try to get rid of it. So it's going to be imperative that we have people taking more nutrition alongside, but definitely the supportive programs in the Healy for the filtering organs, the kidney, the lungs, the immune, the toxins, kidney all female, kidney all male, the breath of life in the deep cycle. Those are the things that I would be recommending. And then you can always just do the resonance, because the resonance will tell you. The resonance tells you things that you didn't know, that you didn't know was happening. So, okay. Okay, what else? Dawn, yes, I did receive that. And you know what? I'm going to tell you right now that I have your thank you card right here. And I started writing in it. I will get it sent. Thank you. It's just been in my pile. Okay, who else has questions? Joey and Christina still have their hands raised. Do you just have them raised because you forgot to lower them? Marcy, you have another question?
Yes, I'm still working on this pairing. So
Oh,
I went through my
okay.
Bluetooth. I went through my Bluetooth and everything, off and on. It asked me for that silly pin because it's not recognizing my Healy. It says, which I think is really odd, because then I try 1, 2, 3, 4.
So
and it
neither of
won't
those are
do it.
working.
Neither of those are working. And then it has a little box that says pin with symbols and letters,
Okay.
but it doesn't even bring anything up. I mean, I don't know what pin they're talking about with the Bluetooth. But then when I go into my Bluetooth, my Healy is visible to this Bluetooth right now,
Okay.
but it will not. It just goes and goes, and they won't pair.
Interesting.
I know, that's what I thought.
Oh, that's really frustrating. Okay, so when you got into your security, is that where you went? I'm going to go there right now. Did you go to into your settings?
On my phone, yes, and
Yep.
then I went into my settings and then to my Bluetooth, yes.
Okay. And so I'm going to go there right now if I can find it on mine. App permissions, is that where I need to go?
I have a quick question, Maria. Did she
Sure.
shut her device completely off? And when I say device, I mean her phone after she did the Bluetooth changes?
Oh, good question.
Because I found, because I have tablets and I have iPhones, so I have both, operating systems. And when it just won't connect with the Bluetooth, I found if you shut the device completely off, then turn it back on, then do the Bluetooth on and off, kind of play around with that sequence, sometimes it straightens right out.
That's a great idea. Yeah, you might want to try that, Marcy, and see if just turning off and on.
Okay, I'll do that.
Many
Yeah,
of
I
us.
did have it off at night, but
Okay.
that was also, I hadn't changed my Bluetooth setting either. So now that I've changed my Bluetooth setting, I'll shut my phone completely off and try it again.
So, and that is one thing too, just getting back to this, that a lot of people don't turn off their phone anymore. It gets down to 3%, they plug it in and then it just goes back up again. For a while there, I was using my phone as my hotspot too. So my phone was dying on people. So I was turning my phone off almost once a day because I would just get it down.
Right now I shut mine off every night. It was off all night, but.
Okay, but after this, after that setting, yeah.
Right. And should I do a hard reset on my Healy?
I always think that that's important to do that.
Okay. No, my pink dot works fine.
Okay. So your pink, so you get Bluetooth to transmit.
Apparently. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know when I turned my blue dot on today, I got just a blue screen and that was it. So for several times. And then finally it allowed me to go in, but I had to swipe my app closed 3 or 4 times before I could even get in to have it give me a login button. So yeah, so that was, so I wonder if they're having issues again with the blue dot.
I don't know. I've never had any problems with any of mine. And, I'm not even that great with all this technology. And I've just been really fortunate. And usually I just shut mine off. I usually shut my phone off, get out of the blue dot, let it do whatever it wants to do, and go back in. I'm usually fine. But since I have reset that, or what I want to say, updated, see, I haven't been able to.
And a lot of
connect.
people are
You're-
resistant of the update because they just don't know what's going to happen with accessibility. So a lot of people are very like leery of, I don't want to do an update because it's working right now. So I know they're working hard to try to adapt to all the different changes and keep us up and running. It's just, it's a perfect storm. You've got so many people utilizing Wi-Fi, airwaves, Bluetooth, with a device that's, you know, that now that we have it, we want to use it every day, all the time. Okay, well, keep us posted on that because it would
Okay,
be nice to
Should
know.
should I do that before I try to hook back up? Should I just do a total reset on
I
this too?
would do a hard reset. I always feel like, you know, every once in a while doing that is super helpful when you've got little glitches. Okay, so Nanette is having issues with her phone, her watch not being able to connect to the pink dot. So Nanette, I'll tell you what is supposed to happen is that when you go to this, when you get into your watch and you've got your apps open, and then you go to your schedule here, it'll show you this is the program page, but the schedule will actually break out when you've done the heart rate variability. The scheduling will break out all of the programs into days. So it'll do like 3 programs a day for a 7-day period. So Nanette, can you unmute and then tell me, do you get the programs? Does it show you the programs after you do the heart rate variability?
I don't have a watch. That wasn't my question. I just
Oh,
was wondering about it. Somebody else might have said that, but I just wanted to know how you use it and how.
okay. Who was it that said that their watch, they couldn't get it to go to their Healy? Sorry. I forgot. Nanette just wanted to know more about the watch in case she wanted to purchase it. But I can't remember who was on that said that their watch, this screen here, wouldn't take them to the Healy. Okay, so Nanette, the watch, what I do is I don't have it in front of me, but I literally, there's a, this doesn't have the home screen here, but on the home screen of the watch is a BRA button. It's basically heart rate variability. And so it gives you the opportunity to do 1.5 minutes, I think it's 3.5 minutes or 7.5 minutes of just, you just hold the watch and you put your finger on the metal screen. It's basically reading your heart rate. So what I do, because I don't wear my watch all the time, if you wear your watch all the time, every hour, it kind of goes on and it scans your heart rate, what you're doing, so that you get this long-term not printout, but a long-term data collection within the Healy that allows it to say, okay, based on all of the times of movement during the day and what you're doing, this is the programs that we recommend for you. But since I don't want to wear the watch, I don't do that. But what I do is once a week, I will, before I get up, I always have my watch on my headboard. So before I get up and go about my day, before I eat or drink anything that could be even slightly engaging with my system or stimulant wise, whether I'm allergic or anything. So before I eat or drink anything, I will put the watch on. And then I will just lay there, get comfortable. And for 7.5 minutes laying prone, I will just put my finger on the metal bar and I will, for 7.5 minutes, it will literally read my heart rate. So this is something that I do. I try to the morning, the night before I do that, I make sure that I'm not having like inflammatory foods. Like I'm not going to have pizza that night. I'm not going to have fried foods that night. I'm not going to have anything like that. I'm going to try really hard to just eat really clean and really light so that I'm getting the best possible reading I can possibly get in the morning time when I've had a good night's sleep. And I get up for 7.5 minutes and I allow the Healy to just read my heart rate. And then it will give me, based on that, this screen right here. It'll show what my basic heart rate variability is, what my rigidity, my stress, my pressure, all of that. And it is pretty amazing how by doing these programs, the heart rate variability does change. But for me, the rigidity and the tension and the stress is always high. But I'm just in a place where I'm at my time in my life where this is where I'm at hormonally and everything. It's just a stressful time. So it makes sense to me why tension and rigidity and stress are always there. But the nice thing is it will put together programs based on that reading, and it'll give me a full week of programs that I can go in and run. Like today I ran heart rate variability tension was the one that came up today. So that's what I ran. But in the schedule one, it shows every single day, it breaks it out. So you run that, they're little 15-minute programs that just give you that little boost. When I first ran my heart rate variability, I think it was 13. It might have been 23, but I think it was lower than that. I think it was 13, wanting it to be at 300. So I was really in a place of, wow, the Healy was going, Maria, you need help. And so my last reading was 64. So just by doing what I'm doing and by doing the heart rate variability and running those programs, what I'm seeing is that my heart rate variability is starting to creep up and creep up. It's a slow process. And probably if I ran the heart rate variability wearing the watch all the time, I might get some different readings opposed to just once a week. But on the schedule button on that page, when you click the schedule, and let's say that there are these 3 programs on Monday, when I just click this on the screen and I have my Healy on, it'll immediately go to that page. It's like it's instantaneous. It just goes to the Healy on my phone. And so instead of this screen, all of a sudden it's logging me into my pink dot, and it'll go to the gold program, and then it goes right to the program pages, scrolls to where I need it, and then I get those programs. So the watch comes with program pages. So on your program list, on your pink dot, you'll have all the normal ones. So you'll have your gold, and if you have you'll have your bioenergetics, you'll have your meridians, all of that. And then below that, you'll have your watch pages that are the heart rate variability, the stress programs, the tension programs, and then some nutrition. So that all comes
So
with the
it's a
watch.
good addition to the Healy Advisor.
Say that again.
It's a
Yeah.
good addition to the Healy Advisor. In fact, it'd be better just the Healy Advisor then.
I think that I personally use the watch more in that capacity than I do the Heal Advisor. I use the Heal Advisor search for all of my downline. So I'll have people calling and saying, or texting me and saying, hey, what should I run for this? So instead of, I just go on my search and I find it. But let me take you back to, here. Here we go. So let's go back here. So we have always said that this watch bundle is a really good deal because you're getting the watch, you're getting the digital nutrition, because the watch, if you have it, the watch, when you first hook up the watch and you sync it to your phone, it asks you what edition you have. Do you have the gold? Do you have the holistic health? Do you have the holistic health plus, or do you have the resonance? So whichever Healy edition you have, then it's never gonna ask you to do a program you don't have, which is really nice. So you just put what you have in there, and then based on all of those, it'll give you those programs plus what's in the watch screens. But with the bundle, you get the digital nutrition, you get the Heal Advisor search, and then you get the watch connector. So the watch by itself can just be used as a Fitbit. You just kind of, you can see that. But in order to get recommendations from Healy programs, you have to have the watch connector. So you can have, let me go back. You can have just the watch and the connect, and that's 22, it gets 22 a month. Oh, that's not that one. That's the bundle. Let me see if I can find the other one. Just the watch. Here's the connector, $23 a month. That will at least allow you to see what programs the watch is recommending from what we just talked about. The digital nutrition is about 4, it used to be 6 pages. Now it's 4 pages of blends, and I love them. The thyroid blend is amazing. The kidney blend is amazing. I mean, you really do feel it. It's and it doesn't take the place of your nutrition. We are a bioorganism. We need food. That's what we need. But the frequencies help our body recognize and utilize the nutrition we're bringing in better. So I feel like they're an amazing addition to what we're all doing, especially with what's coming in this world. And then the Heal Advisor search model, that's the one where you type in the issue you want. Like I had somebody yesterday ask me what they would do on the Healy for fibromyalgia. Well, in the Heal Advisor search module, I typed in fibromyalgia and it gave me about 4 screens of different programs to run. So all I did was just take screenshots and then texted her those screenshots. So now she can pick what she has on her Healy edition and run those. So that search module is good. So when these all first came out, we were thinking this is the way to go because you're getting the watch, you're getting the digital nutrition, which the watch will help and recommend, the Heal Advisor search, which helps you just with your own life and other people as well. And then also the connect fee, all for a one-time fee. The watch itself is the 214, I think it's 229 with this person's tax, with my mom's tax. So 214 by itself. And then the connector fee, the Heal Advisor search, and the digital nutrition, you pay this one-time fee. And then after the 3 months, then it's $143.95. And right now it's 60 plus 12 plus the 33. I think it's 33. I might be a little off on this, about 105 PV for that. So if they make it so that you need to have 50 PV to be active, then that would satisfy that. Or you could drop at that point, you could drop the Heal Advisor search and save yourself $33 that month, that much, and you still have over 50 PV. So we were initially telling people that this was definitely the way to go. Like I said, the search app, I only use it when people contact me and ask, hey, what would you run for this? And then I can pull it up on my search app. But I use the digital nutrition, and I definitely use the watch apps, the connector fees, the connector, and that comes with those watch panels, the watch program pages for the rigidity and the tension and the stress level. And I think those are really helpful. So hopefully that answered your question, whether you want to wear the watch all the time or whether you just want to use it as kind of a diagnostic tool to help you look at your cardiovascular system a little more closely on a regular basis. Do you have any questions with that, Nanette?
No, that was very good. I appreciate
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I'd probably try to wear it all the time unless it was really irritating, just so that I could catch up with myself and then go to the doctor and say, this is my situation. And then go, how do you know? Well, here, I have a Healy. That's why I know.
That's why I know. Yeah. And I will go through our videos and see if I can find the one on the watch. And then what I might do is put that in my software program and just edit out that part and re-upload it as a brand new video that if you're subscribing to us, it'll show up when you get it or when we upload it. I'll see if I can find that because a lot of those videos that we did in the past, we weren't time stamping them. I'll show you what I mean by time stamping. So like on, well, in like the Blue Dot app right here, when you click on it, if you come down here and you do the show more, see how it's all time stamped?
Yes.
You could go through and where you would click on it. So a lot of our videos, unfortunately, don't have those. So I've been trying to keep up with those and then go back and do one at a time. But there was just a lot of videos that we have down here that we were covering all kinds of different topics. So to go through and timestamp takes a long time. But I will go through and see if I can find the watch one and see if I can put together something good for us.
Okay,
So
thank you so very much for your help.
that. I don't know your name, but it says Samsung. Do you have a question? Because your hand is raised.
Hi, Maria, it's Joe, and I'm driving. So I
Oh,
don't know how to use my Samsung very well. I'm going to be careful since I'm driving, but I have a quick question. It has not happened to me before, but I think you've answered it. And could you tell me or remind me what's happening when we're running the Healy and we get a gray line?
so that is only on the pain. Are you getting it outside of the pain programs?
Yes.
Are you getting it in menstruation or what other programs are you getting it in?
Well, you know, I was talking to one of my clients today, and she was running mental. What's the one? Mental stress, the short one, 20-minute one. Acute mental stress.
That's in the pain. That's in the pain program.
No, I think it's under. I think that one's under mental. it job and sleep?
Okay.
Definitely not under the pain.
What I have heard, and I've heard varying things, so I'm just going to throw out there what I've heard. First, I've heard that it means that there's no connection. Second, which I don't think is true. Second, I've heard that it means that there was a transmission error, which I really don't think is true. Third, which I think is true, is that it's either a program with 1 hertz frequency that's running, and that's it. It was European wise, the gray meant that you used the ear clips, and it meant that there was connection, but that has all changed. That was way back last year when they came out with it. So that has all changed. I kind of go with, because it happens a lot in the pain programs, and like with menstruation is at one hertz frequency, and it's a really low frequency. So those are the 3 things I've heard, and I don't know which one is true. I tend to go with the third one, which means that it's low frequencies, like one hertz frequency that's being transmitted the whole time. And a lot of those people don't feel. So like in the chronic pain, in the pain category, the chronic pain, which is number 1 in that program page, that one turns gray now for almost everybody that I talk to. And it's like 0.5 hertz, 7.5 hertz, something like that. It's really low. So it's a very, sometimes people don't feel it anyway. That's why people can put it up to 100 and they're not feeling anything, because the hertz frequency is so low. So
Okay.
I wish I could give you a definitive answer, and I don't have one. Those are the 3 things I've heard, and I've never really been able to get a solid answer on any of them. The third one makes more sense to me than any of the others, because if you weren't getting connection, you'd have a black line. And if you didn't get transmission, you wouldn't wouldn't be running it. It wouldn't be pulsating. It wouldn't, so unfortunately, I don't know the exact answer, but those are the 3 answers. Those are the 3 answers that I've gotten from people.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You bet. If there's anybody on the call that has heard something else other than those 3, I would love to hear what you've heard. Because there may have been some other calls where they had Martin Whitman on or Frank Dial talking about it. I just haven't seen anything other than those 3. Okay. All right. Who has more questions? Where do we need to go next?
This is Chris. I'm not sure. I heard all 3 of your explanations. I apologize, but I was
that's okay.
feeding my horses. But did you mention that it could have something to do with the ear clips?
That's sorry.
Okay.
That was the 4th one. Yes.
The 4th one.
But,
Okay, great.
But I don't, but it wasn't happening initially, Chris. So that's why I'm kind of like, why would they put it in now?
I agree. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or
I
else
just wanted to see if you'd heard that.
no. But I totally get that. But I just go, okay, even last, May, when we got our first ones, in June, why weren't we seeing gray lines? It just seems recently, since they've changed the frequencies in general. So,
well, I
don't
think
know.
I did see a few gray ones when we first got ours. I
Did
really
you?
did. But
Okay.
I think it was under programs that had to do with mental, like anything like.
But they were using ear clips for that category too on all those.
Right.
Mhm.
And we don't have the ear clips, so I don't know. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I'm glad you jumped in. Yeah, mental doesn't show for me as often as learning does, or job fatigue and exhaustion. In fact, that's what I was running earlier, was fatigue and extreme stress showed up for me. But the mental doesn't show up for me as often as those do. But I love the activation. Is it there? That might be in jobs. But and then the memory one. That one is in learning. So yeah, I guess I don't run the mental ones very often. Maybe I should start.
Maybe they don't come up for you. That's good.
They just don't, maybe not yet. We got to get all this other stuff out of the way, maybe, or I can get my brain chemistry straight. Oh my gosh.
Maria, I have an issue.
Okay.
Last Monday, I went into the back office and I ordered 3 subscriptions and pressed the submit button, and then I know that the submit button doesn't move very fast. And so, but anyway, I waited and waited and waited and never did do it. Even after an hour, it didn't look like it cleared. So then I thought that I had this thought. I said, well, let me go and look at my orders. And maybe it went on through. It just didn't pop up the page that says, thank you for your order, blah, blah, blah. So I went there and it showed pending. And so I thought, okay, they got it. And so every day I was watching and waiting for them to drop the subscriptions into my Healy or my
Right.
app. 6 days later, nothing. And on the third day, I even sent a ticket and said, hey, here's my order number. I placed it. My bank has got an open, it's a debit card, so it's open for international sales and, until this thing goes through. So what is holding it up,
Right.
4 days later, still nothing, so I just canceled it. And so I don't really know what to do other than I had this thought today that, every time I order from them, my time and Berlin time, it's like they're asleep, they're not even working. So
Right.
maybe if I get up really early in the morning and put the order in during the time that they're actually working, I don't know if that would make a difference or not, but that's the only thing that I know to do. Have you got any suggestions?
Okay. And so when did you do this?
Last Monday.
Last Monday, and you still haven't. So, okay. So, but you
And
haven't put in it. You haven't put in a ticket for it.
I did put in a ticket for it.
You did
but
put in a ticket for it. Okay. And then how did you put that ticket in?
Went to the back office.
I'm sorry. I meant, did you like on ATP 123? Let me go there right now.
Yeah, where you don't get into a whole lot of dialogue where you just say blah, 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 blah.
Yes. And so
Yeah,
that's
I
how
just-
you submitted it?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
told them the facts of what happened,
Okay.
that I placed the order, the submit button didn't work. I checked the orders. I saw it was in pending. 3 days later, nothing. Please process my order as quickly as possible. And that's it.
Okay. So then, and tell me what you purchased again?
Oh, I purchased the DNA, the advisor, and the rejuvenation.
When you go into your subscriptions in your shop, you definitely see them?
Yes, I mean, yeah, I went to the shop. I saw my
Okay.
name up there. I saw my sponsor's name to the left. I clicked the buy now. I scrolled down to the icon for each of the subscriptions, and I
What
put them
what
in the
about
cart.
what
I viewed them in the cart.
okay. And then have you gone into your back office now and looked in the shop to make sure that your subscriptions are there?
Well, they shouldn't
You-
be since I canceled, I would think, but
Okay, well, it would still show that you had done it. So let's go there really quick. Let's see, is this a back office?
let me
Let me
see.
go
Let
here.
me
I'm going to go back into a back office so that hopefully this is the screen that I'm sharing. Yes. Okay. So here in shop, you would click on that and go to subscriptions and then click on that. And now my mom doesn't have any. So when it fills, it's not going to say anything, but yours would say you have no subscriptions, but it would say that you had, so even if you canceled them, the initial order would be there.
Okay, let me get there and let's see what it is.
So I'm going to do that again in case somebody is
Yeah.
now
Yeah, I
following.
was trying
So
to get to my password. So where are
yes.
you?
So
exactly?
here's the back office. And then down here on the left-hand side where it says my shop,
Mhm.
click on that on the little drop-down menu arrow, and then click on subscriptions.
Right. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna have to open this up. I've got the screen split and it doesn't show the rest of it. Okay, subscriptions. Takes a second to get there.
I'm gonna try to get on my end.
Okay. Yeah, it shows the subscription order number and the total amount, and it says canceled, and that's all.
Okay, so, okay, so you canceled it. And then what did you put in your ticket? What does your ticket say?
That I sent to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, what is your ticket? What did you put in your ticket?
Let me go over and find it. Okay, they still have it open, so I guess they haven't even noticed that I've canceled it. I put in urgent, invoice 712, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
And then I put, let's see if it tells me what the selections were. I don't see what my selections were, but I did select my order. And then I put 2/29/21. I ordered DNA revitalization in Healy Advisor. Click submit, no action. And then I put shop/subscription, indicated order pending. Now,
Okay.
2 days, still no charge. Bank unblocked card for international charges before I ordered, and it's still open waiting for you to process payment.
Okay, but you went in and canceled it. Does the subscription, does the submit ticket, does your ticket say, it says still processing, you said that. So that means they've opened it and probably are trying to figure out. So, okay,
Well,
so,
it has that the ticket is open. It doesn't say that they're processing, so I should
oh,
probably,
okay.
I
So
should just probably close the ticket now anyway, because I canceled it.
yeah, because if there's no I mean, if you're not trying to resubmit, or I mean, because you can always go in and order it again.
That's what I
And
want to do.
yeah, okay, but there were no monies changed hands because your bank put a hold on it. Is that correct?
No, I don't. They never charged it. My bank was sitting there waiting for them to charge it.
So it just never went through.
They just
So-
never, they processed it somehow because it got into pending,
Right.
but they
So
never took the money out, and they never.
So that's a bank
processed.
issue. I'm gonna just say right now, that's a bank issue, not a Healy issue. Healy received the request and they opened the ticket. I mean, they created the invoice, they created all of that because they received your transmission. So it's a bank issue. Now, this has happened, not very often, but when you sign up to get a credit card, sometimes in the fine print, you are agreeing to that there will not be any international sales.
Okay, this is not a credit card. This is a debit card, and
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And have you done Healy on that card before?
No, it's a brand new card because my bank just bought out another bank, and we weren't doing.
So I would call the bank and ask them if they can view if there are any holds on your end that you have to release. This has happened a couple of times where in the fine print, when you have a credit card, you are agreeing that you will have no international sales. That's just part of their protection. It's small print, whatever. And then you have to go in and you have to request that those be lifted so that you can actually make a purchase. So you might just, okay. And they said
I did that before I placed the order.
Okay.
And I also arranged with the bank to keep it unblocked for a year because of the fact that this is a subscription and that amount of money would be coming out every month.
So what I would do then, when you go to order it again, is right before you hit submit and send from your shopping cart, I would call the 1-800 number on the back of the card. the fraud department. That's what you want. You want to talk to somebody in the fraud department, and you want to watch them see the transaction come through. Because if Healy is generating an email, but they're not seeing it on their end, it's their end. Because why would, it's not Healy trying to send.
Well, they didn't send me an email that even said anything about it. They just put it in the subscription area of the back office as pending. They did not send an email acknowledging that they had received my order.
Okay, and they may or may not have at that point, but because the sale was initiated in the shopping cart and Healy responded with putting it in the shop as a subscription pending, it means that they were willing and ready to receive payment. So I'm going to put it back on your bank. And so what I've told people to do is, as soon as you get ready to hit submit, call the 1-800 number on the back of your card and ask to speak to somebody in the fraud department. And then ask them, just say, I am about ready to make an international purchase. Will you please stay on the phone with me so that you can okay it or clear it as you see it? And this has happened twice now where they didn't see it. And so the person, the customer service person, started digging a little deeper and found that there was an international hold on the card itself, and they had to release that in order for the payment to go through, because the people on the bank end didn't even see it. They were like, we don't even see where there's a payment coming through. We're not seeing anything on our end. So that's happened twice now. So just be diligent and vigilant about calling that 800 number and then say, can you please stay on the phone with me while I hit submit?
Okay,
Because
because I know that my local bank, I was right on the phone with them before I put in the order and just immediately after, and they said everything was open. And then I talked to them about a couple of hours later, because they said that she called me back to say that she got the okay to leave the international unblocked on my card for a year.
Right.
So it's like 3 times that day I talked to the bank about that one. But the fraud thing, I would never have thought of that. So
I wouldn't have either, but the one customer service gentleman came back and said, oh, you had an international block on your card. And the owner of the card said, no, I don't. Well, yeah, you did when you signed up for the card. And so then the second person, we actually asked them to look, and they found that. So you might just have to be a little bit, more forceful and say, look, the company sees my request. So why are you not seeing it on your end? If the company sees it, then why are you not seeing it? And so that's what I would have them dig a little deeper and, be on the phone with them while they're doing it.
You're saying that the fraud department could actually not even see it coming through?
Yes. Yep.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, but it just blocks it before, so it doesn't even get to them. It just blocks it. So you might just go
an automatic block on that end, even though my local bank has unblocked.
Yep.
The fraud department may not have.
Right. And it may just be something that's part of your card. So what I would do, and what I've recommended, and actually we've recommended this from the very beginning, we initially recommended call your bank and tell them that you're going to be making an international purchase. But you know what happened is the banks can't really do anything. The only thing they can change is if you say, I'm traveling to Germany and I'm going to make a purchase. And then all of a sudden the parameters change in their back end because you're traveling to Germany. But if you just call and say, I'm going to make a purchase from a German company, they just go, okay, but they don't change anything. They may make a note on your file, but they don't change anything. So then what we started telling people to do is, before you hit submit, call the 1-800 number and say, I'm about to make an international purchase. Will you please stay on the line with me while I make the international purchase, so they can see it? And if they see it come through on their end, they can immediately let it go through. And then once it goes through, usually with the bank, then there's not an issue using that card again. But if you saw it on the Healy end, then it's I'm going to say 99% positivity, it's a bank issue.
Okay, now I don't really have to wait until the bank is open to call this fraud company. I mean,
I would call the 1-800 number on the back of your card. COVID's a little different.
Be available 24 hours, right?
Well, COVID's a little different. When we were in the height of it, the 24/7 service that we were typically used to getting wasn't there. So you might just call and just say, hey, what are your hours for the fraud department customer service, and see if they're there and available.
Okay, so I'm looking on the back of my card and I don't have any 1-800 number on there.
Okay. So you might have to call your bank and ask for somebody in the risk department then, when your bank
Yeah.
is open. Since it's a
Looks
debit
like
card.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
And then have them be
Okay.
on the phone with you. So try that and let us know how it goes.
I will. I will.
Okay.
Thank you for the advice. You're always great at giving me good advice.
Oh, well, we try. We've got a lot of resources we go to.
Well,
Okay.
it's not try, you do.
Okay, is there anybody else that has any questions? If anybody has anything else they need, I'm going to be on tomorrow night. If anybody has questions about compensation, I'm going to see if I can dig a little deeper into this new, into the new levels, the new editions of Healy, see if I can come up with more information than they've given us. And then compensation, back office, ATP, anybody wants anything there, I will be available. The other thing too is if anybody wants to do an upgrade, that's something that we can do on Wednesday night if you're willing to share. Usually Wednesday nights are a lot less people. There's usually anywhere from 2 to 6 people on the call. And so if you felt comfortable going into your back office and doing an upgrade, if you felt like you needed to do that, we can do that on the call. If you need to submit a ticket and you want help actually writing the ticket and submitting it, we can also do that on the Wednesday night call. We've done that a couple of times and that's really helpful. So hopefully we can get everybody handled and up to speed. So
Did you say his name was Eddie?
yeah, Eddie, Eddie. I think it's
that
Ed. I think it's Edward, but he goes by Eddie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Maria. You did a really nice
you.
job tonight. Thank you for helping us.
No problem. I wish I had better answers, but I'm going to see if I can get some more information on what's coming with those new additions and find out exactly what programs are. I'll dig a little deeper into some higher ups and see if I can shake some trees and get some information for all of us. So Gwen will be back with us Tuesday night and I'll be here tomorrow at my call. If you don't know where to look for that, go to the ATP 123, go to the homepage, click on my connections, go to Zooms and calls, and we are right here. So there's Tech Tip Tuesday. There's Tuesdays with Gwen and Maria, Wednesdays, Minutes with Maria. So this is where you can find all of the meeting numbers and they all stay the same. So there's a passcode for the Tech Tip Tuesday, but there isn't a passcode for Gwen's and there is not a passcode for mine. So, and these numbers always stay the same. They're always exactly the same. So even if you just want to print this page and have it or take a screenshot of it when you get there, that way you can save it and know where to find it and then you won't miss anything. So, all right, all of you have a great night and we will see you either tomorrow night or next week. Take care, everybody. Email us if you have any questions in the interim.
Thanks again.
You bet.
Thank
Bye-bye now.
you.
Bye-bye. Love you all.